In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to extract game assets from Valve games. Now, in my last tutorial, I kind of skimmed over the idea of where I got my sounds and textures from, and that is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do in this tutorial. So, to extract models and textures, you're going to need a couple of different programs, 3 to be specific. You're going to need Crowbar, GCFscape, and VTF Edits. To start, open GCFscape. Once it's open, it'll look something like this. So just click this little folder icon, it says open. And now in your Steam directory, so in Programs Files x86 or wherever you have Steam installed, click Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and then whatever game you want. I'm just going to go Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and then CSGO. And now if you scroll all the way down, you'll see all these little purple icons. These are Valve pack files. You don't want any of these. You want to scroll all the way down, and then pack01 underscore dir. This is the one you want. So just hit open, and once it's loaded, it shouldn't take terribly long, but once it's loaded, you can now extract whatever files you want. Now let's start with models. So I'm just going to open up the models folder, and we get a whole big long list of models. Now I think I'm going to go to, let's see, weapons, and now we have a bunch of arms. I'm gonna do, there's a lot of stuff here. What about T arms? Let's just do T arms. Now you don't just extract one file, you extract a .vtx file, MDL, and VVD. So just select the MDL and export to your desktop, extract the VTX, and extract the VVD. And that's all you need to do for that, so I can close it. And of course, we have these right here. Very cool. Now, let's open up Crowbar next to actually convert these into Blender usable models. Now, we have the MDL file or folder. I'm just going to hit Browse, and Desktop, and hit T-arms. Just select it and then hit Open. And now the output folder, we have subfolder and full path. Subfolder will create a new folder in the location of the models that it's actually decompiling, and this is what I'm going to use. I'm just going to call these arms, and then just hit decompile. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds, and once it's done, we now have a new folder called arms. But in Blender, by default, Blender does not have support for importing source files. And to do this, you're going to need an add-on called Blender Source Tools. I will leave a link in the description to download it. And once you've downloaded it, you go to File, User Preferences, and in the Add-ons tab, hit Install Add-on from File, and then select the .py file once you've extracted the folder. And then just search it up. Blender Source should do it, and then hit the check mark, save user settings, and then you are ready to go. And then just hit File, Imports, and then Source Engine. Just go to the desktop. In the ARMS folder, we have a .qc and a .smd. We also have an animations folder, but I'm not really going to use those. I'm just going to use tarms reference.smd, and then hit Import. And as you can see, it has imported the ARMS for us, and we actually have a rig. So if I hit Control Tab to go into edit mode of this rig, and I actually move it, the bones, it'll actually move. It's actually a rig that you can use. So this is really cool. If for animations, you can just extract the arms from the game and then use them if you're not really good at rigging arms. And that's how we do that. But if we go into textured mode, there's no texture. We want the texture. So this is also pretty simple. Just head back into GCFscape. Now in GCFscape, I'm going to scroll all the way up and collapse the models folder and open the materials folder. And then I'm going to scroll down and find out where that would be. Okay, I think I found it. You go into models, weapons, view models, and then arms. Now you have all of these. So I'm going to go find, and now we have T arms, but this is a VMT file. We don't want VMT. We want VTF. So just find out where that might be. Now the arms that I extracted, I believe, are the elite crew. So I'm gonna try to find that. Okay, I think I found it. It's T_base fingerless glove color.vtf. Let's just double click this, and if you have VTF installed, it should automatically open it up. And indeed, this is correct. So to export this as an actual image file, because right now this is a .vtf, that's not supported by Blender, even if you have Blender source tools installed, just hit File and then Exports. And now I have only found JPEG files to work, so I'm just going to call this arms color map, just on the desktop as a JPEG file. Hit save. We can actually close VTF edits, and now in Blender I'm going to go into object mode and select the mesh, the actual arms, and then we have two materials, base arms and fingerless glove. I'm going to use fingerless glove to use nodes, and then I'm going to select an image texture and go to desktop and load up the image. And now there it is. But that's not the actual skin, because if I try load the same texture for the skin, it's not going to work. It's just going to have the same gloves. So we need to find a skin texture. And this is also pretty easy. Just go and see if you can find it. Alright, I think it's view model base arms color.vtf. If I open this up, we get the skin color. So, and as you can see, we have the kind of outline of the glove, so I believe this is it. Now I'm just going to hit File, Export, Desktop. I'm going to go Skin Color Map, and remember JPEG, and then hit Save. And let's go back into Blender and open up the actual texture in Blender. So Skin Color Map, open image, and there we go. We now have the arm model. And of course, we can, do some rigging stuff with it, but that's just kind of the basics of exporting game assets from Valve games and into Blender, which can be exported into different game engines such as Unity. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you learned something, you can leave a like on the video, and I'll see you next time.